Major themes of 100 Years of Solitude: the rise and fall, birth and death of the mythical but intensely real Macondo, and the glories and disasters of the wonderful Buendía family make up an intensely brilliant chronicle of humankind's comedies and tragedies. All the many varieties of life are captured here, inventively, amusingly, magnetically, sadly, humorously, luminously, truthfully. Subjectivity of reality and magic realism. Critics often cite certain works by García Márquez, such as A Very Old Man with Enormous Wings and 100 Years of Solitude, as exemplary of magic realism, a style of writing in which the supernatural is presented as mundane and the mundane as supernatural or extraordinary. The term was coined by German art critic Franz Roh in 1925. The novel presents a fictional story in a fictional setting. The extraordinary events and characters are fabricated. However, the message that García Márquez intends to deliver explains a true history. García Márquez uses his fantastic story as an expression of reality. In 100 Years of Solitude, myth and history overlap. The myth acts as a vehicle to transmit history to the reader. García Márquez's novel can furthermore be referred to as anthropology, where truth is found in language and myth. What is real and what is fiction are indistinguishable. There are three main mythical elements of the novel: classical stories, alluding to foundations and origins, characters resembling mythical heroes, and supernatural elements. Magic realism is inherent in the novel, achieved by the constant intertwining of the ordinary with the extraordinary. This magic realism strikes at one's traditional sense of naturalistic fiction. There is something clearly magical about the world of Macondo. It is a state of mind as much as or more than a geographical place. For example, one learns very little about its actual physical layout. Furthermore, once in it, the reader must be prepared to meet whatever the imagination of the author presents to him or her. García Márquez blends the real with the magical through the use of tone and narration. By maintaining the same tone throughout the novel, García Márquez makes the extraordinary blend with the ordinary. His condensation of an lackadaisical manner in describing events causes the extraordinary to seem less remarkable than it actually is, therefore perfectly blending the real with the magical. Reinforcing this effect is the unastonished tone in which the book is written. This tone restricts the ability of the reader to question the events of the novel. However, it also causes the reader to call into question the limits of reality. Furthermore, maintaining the same narrator throughout the novel familiarizes the reader with his voice and causes him or her to become accustomed to the extraordinary events in the novel. Throughout the novel, García Márquez is said to have a gift for blending the everyday with the miraculous, the historical with the fabulous, and psychological realism with surreal flights of fancy. It is a revolutionary novel that provides a looking glass into the thoughts and beliefs of its author, who chose to give a literary voice to Latin America, a Latin America which neither wants nor has any reason to be a pawn without a will of its own. Nor is it merely wishful thinking that its quest for independence and originality should become a Western aspiration. Although we are faced with a very convoluted narrative, García Márquez is able to define clear themes while maintaining individual character identities and using different narrative techniques such as third-person narrators, specific point of view narrators, and a stream of consciousness. Cinematographic techniques are also employed in the novel with the idea of the montage and the close-up, which effectively combine the comic and grotesque with the dramatic and tragic. Furthermore, political and historical realities are combined with the mythical and magical Latin American world. Lastly, through human comedy, the problems of a family, a town, and a country are unveiled. This is all presented through García Márquez's unique form of narration, which causes the novel to never cease being at its most interesting point. The characters in the novel are never defined, they are not created from a mold. Instead, they are developed and formed throughout the novel. All characters are individualized with many characteristics that differentiate them from others. Ultimately, the novel has a rich imagination achieved by its rhythmic tone, narrative technique, and fascinating character creation, making it a thematic query where the trivial and anecdotal and the historic and political are combined. And that's all. Thank you very much. Dear reader, I would like to remind you that this is one of the themes of 100 Years of Solitude, and in the later videos I will tell you about all other themes. And thank you very much.